Hi, I'm Jamie Baker with the Courier Sports Department, and I'm here with my buddy Mark Heiman. We're here to talk about Week 5 of the high school football season. Let's talk a little bit about last week first. The Blanchard Valley Conference, there was a big upset, or was it an upset?
I don't know. Courier came into the year talking championship, talking playoffs, but they've been down since 2003. The Hornets have just fallen off, but then they came out. John Anderson had 194 yards rushing. Josh Lee didn't play. He was hurt. I heard Seth Swery got injured during the game, whether that's true or not. But PG's a little beat up. And at the beginning of the year, Kerry Arthur said, if we get any injuries, we're going to be in trouble because we're not real deep. And he proved to be a prophet.
Well, that was a big game, last week. This week, there's kind of a big game in the Midland Athletic League, although some of the luster might have been taken off it because Lakota lost to St. Joe this week, and Lakota plays Cary this week.
Very surprising that St. Joe beat Lakota, in my opinion, because St. Joe's been down. Give me your opinion on that.
Well, they're like 4-0 for the first time since, I think, 1996, St. Joe is. And, back when Cary and Mohawk joined the MAL, Cary lost its first MAL game to
St. Joe.
No, they lost to North Baltimore of all.
Okay.
Of all teams, North Baltimore. They lost to, in their first MAL game. So even making an adjustment in a new league, is tough on anybody. And Lakota came into the game. I think they were 3-0, and St. Joe, shut down a pretty good offensive Lakota team. But Cary had their own problems last week. Had to hold off Calvert. I think the score was 14-8. So they got a tough game last week. They'll have a tough game this week too.
And that had to be preserved by a Tyler Phoenix interception.
Right. So there's not going to be any gimmies. There's no gimmies for anybody. It doesn't matter how good you are. Somebody can knock you off.
And low-scoring Cary Calvert game. But what about Ada?
Ada?
They hung 77 on Toledo Christian. I predicted 100 at the beginning of the game. Everybody laughed at me like that. It was 70 points into three quarters. If Mike Fell would have kept his offense in, they would have hit 100.
Yeah, to be quite honest, they probably could have hit 100 because I think they might have been at like 70 after three quarters.
70 after three.
They had scored 70 points in three quarters. So, with their prolific offense, there's no reason they could have scored 30 in that last quarter.
Easily. They should have went for it.
All right, well, that
Toledo Christian's given up 40 points a game to bad offenses. That's a good offense.
That's a very good offense. And this week, Ada plays Bluffton. So, that should be, that's a Northwest Conference rivalry. And, we'll see what happens. All right, that wraps up Week 5 of the high school football season. And we'll be back with you next week.